Okay, everyone, now it's time to start a wonderful adventure. Um, so, for those of you who didn't see it, or actually even for those of you who did, not too long ago, I did a poll. I sort of put out a question on my channel asking, did people want to see the voiced version of this game, the CD version with actual acting within the game itself, or would they prefer to see the floppy version, which has just text on the screen, and then I would do my own voice acting? The voting was overwhelmingly in favor of me doing my own voice acting, which I will do, so we'll be playing the floppy version of the game. And for those couple of people, there were a few people who said they would prefer to hear the CD voiced version of the game. I understand how those people feel. I know what it's like to be in a minority and to be vastly outnumbered by people who don't share your opinions. So I don't want to leave those people completely out in the cold. What I'll probably do is at least I'll do sometime later a video showing off the voices for the... I'll make at least one video that tries to capture a voice from each character. So basically, I'll kind of break the video up and play different portions of the game just so you can hear the voices for at least every major character of the game, so you can hear what the game's characters sound like. But as it is, to be perfectly honest, I haven't played the CD version of the game. Even though I have it, I haven't played it because I don't like that kind of thing. Like, I prefer to have the floppy version with the text in it. So I don't know what the characters' voices are supposed to, quote, supposed, unquote, to sound like in the CD version. I have not heard their voices, and so I'm going to interpret their voices as they sound in my head. So this is Freddy Pharkas, according to me, Late Blight. I'm going to go ahead and shut up and start the game because I don't want to talk too much as usual. So here we go. Let's begin a wonderful adventure. All right, and here we are, everyone. This is the main menu. So obviously, you can restore a game if you want, if you have a previously saved game. The main options here, I guess, are prologue and play, which this starts the... Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Let me just see what help does. I'm just curious. Oh, that's nice. They have all kinds of screens here about customer service. Wow, this is very helpful. They have phone numbers that you can call for customer service from here. I'm going to assume that none of these phone numbers work anymore because Sierra has long since closed down. But, oh, that address is noteworthy, by the way. Notice the address is in Coarsegold, California. Yes, Sierra Online was based in Coarsegold, California for most of its history, and that's going to become significant in just a little while. We might see why that's important in just a bit. Let's see, technical troubleshooting tips. Nah, we don't have no trouble. We don't need to see technical troubleshooting tips. Alright, warranty information. I'm just clicking through this just in case anybody's curious, but you don't really need to read any of this, obviously. No, this isn't a menu of hints. But we have lots of ways for you to get hints. Alright. Anyway, we won't need hints. Let's go ahead and start the prologue. So, clicking play obviously starts the game right away, but there is a nice little sing-along, karaoke-style kind of prologue to introduce the game. In this video, I do have the volume for the game turned up. Oh, it automatically starts the Ballad of Freddy Pharkas. Okay, I'll go ahead and shut up now. I didn't even click on the button, it actually played this automatically. So, let's go. Wasn't that lovely? And no, I was not and am not going to sing along to that. Please do not ask me to do so. I will refuse any requests to sing along with the prologue song. So let's go ahead and start the game so that it doesn't start playing the prologue again, and I'll continue talking. Let's start the game. Act 1, Living the Coarsegold Dream.
Freddy Pharkas? You was asking about Freddy Pharkas? The man what didn't let me finish reading my text box? I'll concern it a bit more to the right. I'm going to have to slow down this text. That's got to sit right there. No, thank you. Now, if I remember this right, it's been a few years. My brain's getting a mite rusty. Oh, that's right. It all started when Freddy went to open up the pharmacy one day in the spring of 1888, as I recall.
Okay, those text boxes went by way too quickly. This is one thing that always upset me about a handful of CR games that did this. They automatically cleared the text boxes before you clicked through them. They just kind of assumed that if they had been on the screen for a long enough time, then you just finished reading them. You can reduce that by dragging this guy down to the bottom. And I think if you put the question mark over him, that's right, lower this poor fella here to make text remain on the screen longer. Raise him if you're a fast reader and got a lot of book learning. I guess I don't have a lot of book learning because I am a very slow reader. I take way too long to read things. Oh, and this guy also adjusts Freddy's walking speed. Let's keep this guy. So I usually keep all of these at the top. The detail at the maximum, volume at the maximum, speed at the maximum, but then text at the bottom, because I want text to clear when I click on it and not when the game decides that I'm done reading. Speaking of volume, I was going to say I do have the volume turned up maybe a little bit louder than is ideal for this video, because I wanted the music from the prologue to be loud enough to be clear for anybody who might want to sing along to it. If anybody wants to sing, well, it's over now, but if anybody wanted to sing along, you're more than welcome to do so. If the volume is too loud, if it's not quite proportionately loud to my voice, let me know. I can turn it down a little bit in future videos, but I think from the testing that I did, I think it's pretty well on par. I think the volume level is pretty appropriate. Here's a little kid. This snot-nosed brat adds a lot to the charm of downtown Coarsegold. I think that's actually... Oh, thinks I'm talking to that sign back there. There we go.
What do you want? Can't you tell I got things to do?
My, but the children in this town are polite. I think that kid's likeness, that portrait that we just saw, was actually used in one of the magazine advertisements for this game that I remember back in the day. We actually saw that guy's face in one of the ads to the game, so that's where you find that face in case anybody's curious. Oh, here he is again. Let's try touching him.
Don't try, mister. I know haiku.
That reminds me of, isn't it in Space Quest 5 where Roger Wilco says something like, I know Kung Fu, Tai Chi, and several other Chinese words. Oh, and who's this guy? It's Ezekiel, Jacob, Methuselah, Andrew, Washington, Madison, Johnson, Hallelujah, the preacher's kid. That is a bit of satire, so accurate that it's almost not satire.
Jeez, buddy, get your hands off me.
Oh, did I not click on...
I ain't got time. I put peanut butter in the offering plate and now my pa is after me. He said I was wasting good peanut butter.
That is true. Bad on you, child, for wasting perfectly good peanut butter. Alright, let's go ahead and play the game. I don't want to talk too much. I'll try and do some other stuff and sort of introduce the various concepts as we go along. Let's go and see what's this guy doing here. He appears to be hammering something to this door. You're surprised to see Billy, the town handyman, boarding up the Dirty Sheet Hotel. I guess this is the Dirty Sheet Hotel. You do your peeping Freddy routine with the hotel window. Furtive shadows steal across the walls inside. What little light seeps into the hotel plays teasingly at vague forms and shapes. How nauseatingly poetic. You can't really reach that window from here, but hey, a pharmacist's reach should exceed his grasp. I was actually trying to just get a general description of the hotel itself. Between every crack in the hotel's board side makes you board yourself, yeah. Oh, this is actually a hint for something later in the game. Coming soon, open megaphone night. Take your best shot, you'll die laughing. Whoops, I think I accidentally, yeah. Apparently Mom's jumping on the comedy bandwagon. You can see it now, evening at Mom's. It sure beats evening at Pop's. Boy, that's really annoying the way the text clears automatically. I really hate that. That's one of the few things that really upsets me about this game. Those who have been watching my videos for a long time know that I'm very pro parser. People have commented on that a lot in the past, that I'm very strongly in favor of text parsers in adventure games. It's true, I am, but I don't really mind the point-and-click interface in this game too much. Just the fact that... Oh, and there's a chicken. Henny Penny she ain't. How do you know? How do you know what Henny Penny looks like? Can you identify chickens by their... Oh. Freddy, you don't need to steal that bird. You can buy one for chicken feed. I'm not trying to talk to an inanimate... Oh, there you go. And the chicken is called Colonel Sanders. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this game. This game is really full of jokes. It is a comedy, obviously, and pretty much everything in the game, almost every object in the game, has at least one joke attached to it if you try to interact with it in some way. So I'm going to be spending the first several videos of this Let's Play mostly just ignoring... not ignoring. I meant to say exploring. Pretty much the opposite. I intend to spend the first several videos of the Let's Play exploring the town of Coarsegold and seeing everything that there is around here. So that's going to take a while, but I think it's to our benefit that we kind of get a feel for the town and everything that's in it. So let's see. The door of the hotel is locked. The hotel is shut down unexpectedly. This put a total of 2 desk clerks and 5 working girls out of jobs. Fortunately, there weren't any maids, or they'd have been fired too. Alright, let's take a look at, let's see, can we go inside the hotel? You yank the knob a few times, but nothing happens. Then you try to open the door to the closed hotel. No luck there either. Yes, that is a Leisure Suit Larry type of joke, I suppose, which you can, which is no surprise. Most of you probably know this game was partly designed by Al Lowe. Let's have to go ahead and take a quick look at the credits. So, yeah. Designed and written by Al Lowe here on the left, and Josh Mandel there on the right. Al Lowe, of course, is very well known to most of you as the guy behind Leisure Suit Larry. Josh Mandel is not quite as famous, but he played a very significant role in Sierra, making a lot of Sierra adventures. He did a lot of writing for sort of various games around Sierra. I think somebody pointed out in my previous video he was sort of the third guy from Andromeda, and that he did a lot of work on Space Quest 6. A lot of you may also know him as the voice of Sir Graham, or actually King Graham. Well, both, I guess. Sir Graham in the first King's Quest and subsequently King Graham. Yeah, his voice is the voice of King Graham that we know from King's Quest V and all the other King's Quest games as well. So yeah, these guys made the game. Produced and directed by Josh Mandel again. Art by these people. Phi, no relation Williams, no relation obviously to Ken or Roberta Williams. Programming by these people. That is... I am very sure that this is not the same William Shockley who co-invented the transistor, by the way, just in case anyone's wondering. Music and sounds by Aubrey Hodges. Quality assurance. Additional thanks. Mike Weiner? Okay, I'm not gonna comment on that. If you're not enjoying Freddy Pharkas' Frontier Pharmacist, you will no doubt also dislike Al Lowe's other groundbreaking comedy adventure games. Yeah, these are the Leisure Suit Larry games, and this is how you can order blah 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 hints, hint books. Alright, I just wanted to show that off just to demonstrate that the game is in fact co-designed by Mr. Leisure Suit Larry and Josh Mandel. I guess I'll talk more about that later. Let's go ahead and actually have some meaningful interaction with the game by talking to this guy boarding up the hotel. Billy, the town handyman and jack of all trades, is boarding up yet another Coarsegold business, the Dirty Sheets Hotel, the finest hostelry in all of eastern Madera County. I'm almost scared to click away this text box because I know it's going to clear by itself eventually, and if I click, I'm worried that it's going to disappear right when I click, and then I'm going to end up clicking through the next box instead. Okay, so maybe it was only the best after that other hotel shut down, but I didn't stay. The Dirty Sheet was really something. Say, Billy, when did the old Dirty Sheet fold?
Oh, good morning, Mr. Pharkas. Why, just yesterday. It was a surprise to me, too. Nobody told me nothing about it until they gave me these boards.
Oh, by the way, our character in this game, Freddy Pharkas, whose portrait you just saw there a moment ago, with that wonderful... Let's see, do I have a different... No, it's the same dialogue. This gentleman here, with the wonderful butt chin, or maybe it's a testicle chin, is Frederick Pharkas, the frontier pharmacist in the title of the game. He is, in the CD version of the game, voiced by Cam Clark. I didn't even realize he is voiced by the same guy who... Well, has played a lot of roles, actually. Cam Clark has played a lot of voice acting roles in a lot of video games and cartoons and things like that. He is probably best known for playing Leonardo, one of the 4 Ninja Turtles in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. But he has had a lot of other roles in cartoons and games and things like that. And yeah, he actually voiced Freddy Pharkas originally, which would have been nice to hear. Like I said, I'll probably make a video showing off the voices for all the characters in the game. I'll try to make a video where I catch at least one scene of each of the major characters in the game so you can kind of get an idea of what their voices sound like. But for now, I'm going to be voicing them as they always sounded in my head when I played this game while I was growing up. So, I guess that's all we can do with the Dirty Sheet Hotel for now. I mean, it's closed. We can never go inside. In the whole game, we can never go inside that hotel. Although we may have some other interaction with the hotel later on in the game. We might see more about that later. What's this barrel here? Rain barrels are such an important aspect of life in an arid, drought-scourged landscape like this. Water running off the building's roofs is channeled through gutters and downspouts into storage. Oh, wait a minute. This is just an old whiskey barrel. Forget it. No, no, no. Tuesday is your turn in the barrel. No, no, no. That, I think, is a reference to a very unpleasant joke, which I will not repeat here. And let's see. These hitching posts serve as an excellent means of stabilizing unmanned horses. You deliver a swift karate chop to the post. Excellent. 1 or 2 more and you'll have it completely broken. Your hand, not the post. But if you try to talk to the post, it just gives you this generic message. So most of the actions in this game, I said it before in the previous video, but I'll repeat it again since some people might not have watched my precursor video to this Let's Play. Most of the things in this game deliver fairly intelligent and well thought out messages if you look at them or use the hand icon on them to try to interact with them. However, they didn't do that for the talk icon. And also, most of the inventory items, this is our inventory, most of the inventory items in the game deliver meaningful messages if you click them on each other. We'll see more of that later. Right now, all we have is our door key to our pharmacy, and the door key's got a nice heft to it. I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to mean. I'm not sure I want to think about it too much. But even if you use things on themselves, like in this case, you can't use the door key on the door key, you only have one. Even just using items on themselves usually produces some kind of meaningful message that they actually programmed into the game. So pretty much everything in this game has at least one joke attached to it. So I'm going to try and spend as much time as possible extracting all the jokes that I can out of this game. Let's go ahead and go inside the saloon. Let's continue our explorations inside here. And here there is a lot to look at and interact with, so let's take a look around. Here's the bartender. Sam Andreas owns and runs the Golden Balls Saloon. He's smart, savvy, and generous to a fault. I'm going to assume that the bartender's name, Sam Andreas, is a pun on San Andreas, which is not a reference to the Grand Theft Auto game, which came out years later, but the fault line in California, which is famous for causing earthquakes. Here's a painting on the wall. A beautiful mural from the starving artists of Oxnard. Oxnard is an actual city in Southern California. They used to hold sales a couple times a year over in the lobby of the Dirty Sheets Hotel. You know what I'm actually going to do? I don't know how loud the music is compared to my voice, but just in case, I have a sensation that the music might be just a touch loud versus my voice in here, so I'm going to turn down the music for a while, just while we're in here, because that honky-tonk music gets a little bit louder than I think might be ideal. There's another smaller painting hidden behind the larger one. It appears to be a tiny picture of some field mice playing poker. I think that's a reference to that famous painting of dogs playing poker. And by the way, this game is really, 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 really full of inside jokes and references to just about everything. Mostly Western movies, obviously, because Western movies are the most obvious source of inspiration for a game like this, but also lots of other things. So this is going to be, there's going to be sort of a fun sub-game in here of Spot the Reference. I know how much you folks on YouTube love spotting references to other games or movies or TV shows or, you know, pop culture references like that. So if you spot any reference, if you think that anything might be a reference to something, let us know. Post it in the comments, because I'd like to kind of get an idea for some of the references to things that I might have missed, because of course I don't know every single popular culture thing in the world, and I'm gonna miss some of the references myself. So if you folks think that you spotted a reference, let us know. We can all share in the excitement of saying, hey, I recognize that reference now. I know what that's a reference to. Speaking of the piano, let's take a look at the piano. It's a honky-tonk piano, 82.5 keys of pure musical entertainment. It's Neville Shute, the piano player. You know, Neville Shute, the piano player. He's doing the best he can. Is that a reference to a John Elton song? Over here, there's a gentleman sitting at a table. Oh, it's old Doc Dizzy Gillespie. He's been drinking again. Must be office hours. Dizzy Gillespie was a jazz trumpetist, I think? Pretty sure at least a jazz musician. Not sure if he played the trumpet. I believe he was a trumpet player. And what about these guys sitting back here? 3 mean-looking hombres set up close to the stage. Upon closer examination, you see they're drinking wine spritzers. Maybe they're not so mean after all. Pool table down here? Looks like somebody scratched, and badly too. For those of you who don't play pool, to scratch in pool means to get the white cue ball into one of the pockets, which you're not supposed to do. That's a bad thing to do in pool, but obviously it's a kind of a pun here. Looks like somebody scratched, yes. There's a roulette table over here. This roulette table is for casino night. Oh, now's a bad time to go for a spin. You've got responsibilities. Can we play pool? You've got more important things to do right now than play with those balls. How do you know? How do you know what we have going on? Maybe we don't have anything more important to do. What's this thing over here? It's the dice game, sometimes known as Chuck-a-Luck. Since you're living in Coarsegold, you've apparently chucked your luck already. Yeah, so, of course, you have already figured it out by now, but this game takes place in Coarsegold, California, and the joke is that that's the city where Sierra Online was based, so ha ha ha, it's kind of a inside joke, Sierra making fun of their hometown by portraying it in this way. Can you play Chuck-a-Luck? It won't do any good. The dice are missing and it isn't casino night. Alright. I guess I can look around at some of the other stuff here, but first let's try to talk to a few people. Let's talk to this guy, for example. Well, if it ain't Sam Andreas, the bartender's bartender.
If it ain't, I'm having a severe identity crisis.
How the heck are you?
Tolerable well. Yourself?
Can't complain. Pharmacy business seems to be pretty good lately.
Ah, well, the pharmacy business has always been a little too interesting for me to hear about. So hey, don't be a stranger.
Why does everyone in this game have this cleft chin that makes it look like they have a butt hanging from their face? That is a little bit, that is just a little bit distracting, I have to admit. Can we talk to the piano player? Play it, Neville. Neville, in order not to lose track of the piece he's playing, says nothing. However, he raises his eyebrows as if to say, Certainly, sir. I'll be happy to play whatever selection you'd care to hear. And what's more, I'll make this old piano sound like a whole orchestra. Ah, yes. This is this game's equivalent of... for those of you who have played Leisure Suit Larry 5, this is this game's equivalent of the 8-track tape player. In Leisure Suit Larry 5, close to the beginning, there's an 8-track tape player which plays many musical selections from the game, and this is basically your option here to play, well, 10 different songs from the game. I don't know, I don't want to... I guess it's not really much of a spoiler just to play music, because... it's just music, but most of these musical pieces are set to certain scenes in the game, and I don't want to play them ahead of time because, well, let's see. We can play that because we just heard that. It's not really a spoiler if we've already heard it, is it? Let's see. Let's take a look around. I do want to try to take a look at all the things that I can because, like I said, most everything in this game has a joke attached to it, and also, this game later on ends up being timed. So it's only right now in the first act of the game that we have all the time in the world. There's no timer running. We have as much time as we want to walk around, look at everything, talk to everyone, try to pick up whatever we can. And so at this point, it's like a real adventure game. It's like a real proper adventure game, which you can take your time on. And so I want to do that. Right here at the beginning, I want to enjoy this and savor this and let everyone else enjoy the experience of exploring Coarsegold with me. Because later on, we'll be in a hurry. Later on, we'll have some sort of mission kind of tasks to do that we'll need to get done quickly. So let's take our time and have some fun, folks. By the way, one thing I do appreciate about this game, which I don't think I've ever seen in any other Sierra adventure, is all the cursors in this game. All these 4 cursors here, like the walk icon, all these 4 cursors here, and also all the inventory items have a colored dot on them. See that red dot? If you look at the key, if I move it down there, for example, see that red dot on the right side? That is the hotspot of the cursor, which is very useful because sometimes, you know, when you're playing games like this, which use a mouse cursor interface, you're not quite sure where you should click. Like, let's say I'm clicking this key on this guy, for example. I might think that the middle of the key is the active point, and so I might click here. But you see the red dot is actually on the, it's kind of on the pants of that guy in the blue jeans sitting in the back there. So if I clicked here, it would actually try to use the key on that guy, not on this guy in the foreground here wearing the white shirt and dark vest. So that's one thing that I don't think I've ever seen in any other Sierra adventure game, sort of a colored pixel showing you where the cursor actually takes place, the so-called hotspot of the cursor. That is, I think that's pretty cool. That's a nice innovation that they thought up. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the lights. This is a chandelier. Most nights you can find at least 1 or 2 drunken, rowdy cowhands swinging from this thing. Business must be a mite slow today. You're not nearly drunk enough to do any chandelier swinging. Hey, what do you mean? You don't have to be drunk to do any chandelier swinging. And you can't get drunk. You're the designated hero. What do you mean? I don't have to get drunk. I can still swing from the chandelier. I wanna swing from the chandelier. Okay. Let's take a look at the moose head. Oh, it is indeed a moose head. I guessed correctly. The only domestic brand Sam serves. It's way out of reach, just like prosperity. Glancing around to make sure nobody's looking, you turn to the moose head and say, "Hey, decided to quit while you were ahead?" You chuckle quietly to yourself. That is, until you hear the moose reply, "Hey buddy, you're pretty funny. Well, that's the first time I've heard that joke. Today." Yes, kind of like, I don't know, kind of like people who are named a name that makes a very obvious joke and who hear that joke 5 times a day, every day of their lives. Alright, what's this table thing over here? Oh, it's the Wheel of Fortune table. Guess the right number and Sam will tell you your fortune. There's nothing on the table worth taking, and the table itself isn't even worth taking. Alright, how do I play Wheel of Fortune? How do I guess a number? Apparently there's no facility to do so. Oh, this is the Wheel of Fortune used mostly on Wednesday nights, Casino Night at the Golden Balls. Then every Tuesday is Kink Night. They strap Whittling Willie to the wheel and... never mind, you don't want to know. Yeah, I am not sure. I think actually that's pretty accurate. I probably really don't want to know. Whittling Willie is that elderly gentleman with a corncob pipe whom we saw introducing the game right at the very beginning of the game when he was saying,
You was asking about Freddy Pharkas?
Can I spin the wheel? You're tempted to spin the wheel and shout, "Big money! Big money!" But you hate looking like an absolute moron. Then why are you living in Coarsegold, sir? Just kidding. I've never been to Coarsegold, so I have no idea what it's like. Can we look at this hat rack over here? It's the hat rack where the patrons hang their hats, coats, gun belts, and the occasional short stranger. It wouldn't do to be caught walking off with somebody's hat, coat, gun belt, or whatever. Can I walk off with a short stranger? I guess there isn't one here. Alright. Can we talk to this guy? Doc! Hey, Doc!
Huh? What's that?
Are you drunk again?
Me? Drunk? Bleh. Never. I'm sober as the day I was plowed off my ass. I mean, the day I was born.
Okay. Can we touch him?
Don't you touch me, Freddy Pharkas. I'm sterile, and I don't need your help.
Okay, Doc, just take it easy.
And Happy New Year to you, George Bailey, in jail.
Oh no, he thinks he's Lionel Barrymore. It happens once in a while. That is what he just said is a famous line, of course, from It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jimmy Stewart. Can we take his glass? Oh, you pick up the whiskey glass. we just stole his whiskey we just took his whiskey glass away from him. Doc's whiskey glass. Poor Doc, what's he going to do without the thinking man's beverage? Alright. You stir the few remaining drops of whiskey around and lick them off your finger. Single malt. Alright, well now we can use some of these items on each other just to demonstrate what I was talking about. Clink! Okay, I have to admit, a lot of the items in the game cop out by just making a clank sound. In fact, I once worked it out. You can make this sound for every vowel of the alphabet. There is a way to make a clank, a clank, a clink, a clonk, and a clunk. I actually made a list of items that make each of those sounds because I was that diligent when I was a child. I was so diligent I made a list of all the sounds that make a clank, clank, clink, clonk, and clunk. Alright, and if we go the other way, oh, that makes a clink. So we already have a clank and a clink. Now we just need the other three. Alright, let's give him back his glass.
I don't want it back now. You emptied it.
No, it was empty when I got it from you.
Sam! Freddy drank my whiskey.
It's not a contest, boys. Now play nice. Alright. What do we click the glass on ourselves? Doc's already drained it, but hey, nice try. Alright, can we talk to these fine gentlemen sitting back here?
Welcome to Coarsegold, strangers. I haven't seen you around these parts before. You new in town?
You hear the unmistakable sound of grinding and cracking teeth. You hear the splitting, tearing sound of 6 severely chapped lips curling up in ugly sneers. You hear the pop of knuckles as 3 trigger fingers flex in readiness. You decide your friendly, offhand comments have been misinterpreted. I guess that's the end of that. Can we talk to them again? No, it's just the same messages over again. They don't seem to misinterpret our messages differently each time. They misinterpreted them the same way every time. What about this picture back here? It's likeness of Chastity, one of the girls over at Madame Ovary's. She's so lifelike you feel as if you could just reach out and touch her. And you could save about 20 bucks that way too. Alright, can we touch her? It'll be 20 bucks for a quick feel of the painting. Sorry, never mind then. Doesn't matter, there's nothing behind the painting anyway. Can we talk to the painting? Chastity, Chastity, Chastity.
Shh, don't talk to me while I'm painting.
Yeah. That's pretty funny that they actually put her portrait there. This is actually one of the prostitutes at the brothel whom we'll meet later on in the game. And of course there's the stage, the world-famous Golden Balls stage. Most days you can find major vaudeville acts here bringing their own unique brands of music, comedy, dance, and magic to the deserving folks of Coarsegold. Some of the more popular acts include the amazing Baloney, Bruce the singing sashaying cowboy, Mimi, Dottie, and Franny, the singing Siamese triplets with a little back trouble, and young dogies in love. Are any of these references or jokes on actual real-life performing act names? I'm going to guess that they probably are. That's not the way to get onto the stage. It takes practice, practice, practice. Alright, let's go ahead and... Did I look at pretty much everything here? I think I looked at pretty much everything here. Let's go ahead and go out the back door. Is it open? Oh. The game thinks that I tried to click on myself. No, I did not. These little self-introspective chats are fun, aren't they, Freddy? And if we look at ourselves, taking a serious look at yourself, you decide you like what you see. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's get out of the way with the door so I can click on the door without the game thinking I'm clicking on myself. Okay, the door is open. Oh, so this is the back area behind the saloon. Let's take a look around here. What's this? This is the back of Mom's Cafe. She used to have a door here instead of a window, but nobody wanted to come in. Nobody wanted to come in Mom's rear entry. Notice how Mom's rear is sagging a little? Typical. Alright, I don't even have anything to say to that. I think that's one of those things that's better just left completely alone. Knocking on the wall here will dent Mom's durable and attractively painted masonite siding. Alright, what about the window? This window looks in on the kitchen of Mom's cafe. Who's that guy there? Oh, he's gone now. Keeps walking back and forth. Alright. Mom wants it open, and you don't want to cross Mom. Alright, let's see. Can I click on that guy? He keeps going past my... Oh, there we go. Hopalong sings in the kitchen, cooking up a storm. Or something equally inedible. Alright. I'm tempted to try and talk... Well, I guess I can talk to him. Howdy, Hopalong.
Freddy Pharkas, you no longer on my kitchen. Go away, get lost.
Nice to see you, too. Can I talk to him a second time? Okay. Hopalong Sing, I think. Is that a reference to Hopalong Cassidy? I think it might be. Alright, we can actually go inside Mom's cafe and talk to him from inside. It's probably better to do so from there. This is a colorful poster for Nun-style beer. Really? Nun-style beer. Pure brewed in God's country. Now in redeemable bottles. You've got a great eye for memorabilia. Unfortunately, it won't be collectible for another 100 years. Alright. What about this barrel here? Some old empty half kegs are sitting outside the saloon. Why are they half kegs and not full kegs? How can you tell? Don't bother trying to open the barrels. They're empty. There's nothing left but the smell. What about this thing on top of the barrel? There's an ice pick stuck into a barrel here. Alright, can we take the ice pick? You pull the ice pick out of the barrel and gingerly place it in your pocket. Just don't bend over suddenly. You'll circumcise yourself. It won't be any skin off your nose, though. Okay, we have an ice pick. Now can we play Basic Instinct? You consider chipping away at the whiskey glass, but you can't think of a single good reason to do it. That is, we couldn't think of a single good reason for you to do it. Yes, indeed. You can't stab one ice pick with the other ice pick because you only have one ice pick. That is physics. You can't change the shape of the key with the ice pick. Why not? Clunk. Alright, now we have a clunk. It's the battle of the century! Whiskey glass versus ice pick! Oh, and the winner is... a tie. What is the sound of one whiskey glass knocking against itself? We didn't know either. That's why you're not hearing any sound effect for it. I just take so much pleasure from this. I swear, this is just so enjoyable for me. Just fooling around, clicking this on, stuff on each other. People complain about inventory-based adventure games like this because they say that it really just boils down to trying everything, just clicking everything on everything else until you find some combination that works. I remember, those of you who remember Game Damage, Yahtzee's segment during Game Damage when he talked about it, he just said basically an adventure game is just walking around, picking up everything you can, and just rubbing one thing against each other, or rubbing everything against something else until you find some combination that works. But in this game, it's actually fun, because you get so many funny messages just for doing random stuff that even if you serendipitously find something that works, it's still fun just to try random things for no reason. Can I break my way through this door with the ice pick? Okay, well, sometimes you get a generic message like this. That just doesn't work like that, but... Anyway, what's this yellow thing here? Wow, some of Dad Gum's magic elixir. This stuff can be used to cure a wide variety of conditions, the foremost being sobriety. Oh, you surreptitiously swipe the elixir, looking around to see if anybody is watching. Fortunately, nobody is. What about Hopalong Sing? Is he not well, I guess he wasn't watching from the window at the time. Alright, so now we have this bottle of elixir. Positively guaranteed to cure myopia, melancholia, the vapors, congestion, consumption, malaria, piles, shingles, rickets, leprosy, bubonic plague, gout, bursitis, arthritis, and the galloping cruds. 190 proof. Yowzer. Can we pour it into this glass? This elixir isn't booze, you know. It's a highly efficacious placebo disguised as booze. Alright. The elixir is already as much in the elixir bottle as it's going to get. Boy. Can we puncture the bottle with the ice pick? You deplore senseless violence against elixir bottles. Alright. The key doesn't fit in the bottle. There's a better use for that elixir. You could conceivably sterilize the ice pick in the highly alcoholic elixir, but you won't need to waste the elixir on that. Alright. I'm having way too much fun here. I should probably go ahead and call the video right about now because I've already been going on for over 40 minutes, and we didn't really do very much. Well, I guess we got 3 inventory items. I guess that's a pretty good start. We got these 3 inventory items, and that means we have a score of 3. We have already 3 points out of the maximum 999, so that's not too bad. But yeah, we've been having lots of fun, or I've been having lots of fun. I hope you folks are enjoying as well. But I think for now, this is probably a good point to go ahead and call it a video. We've been introduced to the adventures of Freddy Pharkas, Frontier Pharmacist, and Coarsegold. I'll go ahead and save here. And no, I'll just say got the elixir. Why not? Okay, I think we can leave it at that for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you folks next time in the next video. And yeah, welcome to Coarsegold, everyone. This will be the start of what I hope to be a long and thrilling adventure for all of us. We will be seeing each other again soon. Bye-bye for now.